Hey guys, it's Craig and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Very weird, it feels super strange talking to a camera. I've been kind of stalling this video for about 2 years. If anyone knows me or went to university with me, you know that I've been saying I was going to make this video for like 2 years. I don't know why I was kind of starting off. I guess I was kind of apprehensive about doing a video, letting everyone know my story. But here it is, if you've guessed from the title, Storytime, racist club experience, something along those lines, sorry, not really sure what it's going to be. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. This also happened at District London, which was the whole thing in the media, which was, I mean, obviously it's a shitty thing that it happened, but also it's a good thing that it happened because it was highly publicised and people were talking about it, and people are still talking about District because they're shady as fuck. So my story was, if you see me looking down as well, because I got my laptop and my phone here.
OVO Sound Radio.
Yeah, just for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to talk about the club or like any of the names of the people involved, because I feel like, you know, it's been 2 years, I spent a lot of energy talking about this. You know, I just don't really want any negative energy in this video, like it's just all good vibes and yeah. So it was a friend's birthday, we were all going out. I was actually like late to pre-drinks. Also, just to know, I thought I would also wear what I was wearing the night it happened, because that is also important in the story. So I just had on like it's kind of like a ribbed t-shirt jumper thing from River Island. I had on just like a pair of just like black skinny jeans, just like brown desert boots. Like I was just wearing like just brown. Yeah, it's just a normal, nice outfit. So I thought. So I arrived to like pre-drinks late, maybe about 10ish. Everyone had been there for about an hour already. So, you know, everyone's had a few drinks, everyone's like getting in the party mood, whatever. Bearing in mind I was the last person to get there, so by the time I got there, it was almost time for us to leave in like the next half an hour, 20 minutes. So, important to know, I was the person who had the least amount of alcohol because I was there for the least amount of time and we were leaving pretty soon. So I had 1 or 2 drinks, whatever. Wasn't as like far gone as everybody else. Nobody was in a state, but I was the most sober because I just got there. So we get to the club. Bearing in mind I never go to this club because similar things have happened before where we've been denied entry for whatever reason. And then, yeah, it's just a shitty club. I never went there because, you know, similar things happened where it was like we weren't sure if we would get in. It was just like, oh, we just didn't know because the bouncers were so unpredictable. So it was just somewhere that I didn't go. So we got there. I was with a group of about 10, 15 people, majority white. And I thought, great, you know, I'm with like 15 white people. It's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna walk in. So I tried to kind of like sandwich myself in the middle of the queue. Because I thought, you know, white people at the front, white people at the back, I'm in the middle, I'm just gonna sail through. That didn't happen. So obviously it gets to me at the front, the bouncer's hand goes in front of me and I'm like, he stops me and he's like, can you wait there? And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Everyone else is going in. Pull out my ID to give him and he's like, who are you with? And I'm like, I'm with the people in front. And he's like, there's no one here. And I'm like, yeah, there's no one there because you just let them in. I'm like, I'm with them. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yeah, I am. First of all, why would I be in a queue for a club by myself? So he was like, can you get them to come out and step aside? So I'm like, I'm being compliant because obviously I want to get in, even though I hate this club because it's my friend's birthday, but I've got to do what he says. So I'm just stood there being compliant. I call my friend and he's like, we're downstairs. I'm like, no, you need to come outside because they're not letting me in. So as I'm stood to the side of the queue, while he's saying this to me, there's a group of white guys waltzing in oversized t-shirts, biker jeans, traders, and bomber jackets. Where's their shirt? What does the dress code not apply to them? They can walk in a bomber jacket, a t-shirt. I've got a ripped jumper on, skinny jeans and brown desert boots, but my outfit's a problem, but theirs is okay. Like, I don't really understand how I can not be allowed in dressed really smart and nice, and they can be allowed in looking like they're going shopping in Primark. The rest of my friends come out and they're like, what's the issue? And I'm like, he said I can't come in because I'm not dressed smart enough and I'm not got a shirt on. One of my friends was like, it's fine, like I work here. I used to work here. Put on my shirt, we'll swap shirts, I've already got a stamp, I'll just go back in. So we walk around the corner, I put on my friend's shirt, I gave him this jumper, he puts it on, he's fine to go back in because he's already got a stamp anyway, so he's cool. So I had the shirt on. He said I wasn't dressed smart enough, and he said I didn't have a shirt on. So I put a shirt on, I've got black skinny jeans on, and I've got desert boots. How much smarter do you want me to be? I get to the front, and he's like, I just told you can't come in. And I'm like, well, why can't I come in? I've got a shirt on now. You said I wasn't smart enough, here's my shirt. It was just kind of like, no matter what I was doing, he was kind of, the answer was gonna be no anyway. And it was like he was trying to provoke me to have a reaction. So then he had a reason to not let me in. He then said I was being aggressive, which I wasn't, because at that point I realised they were obviously trying to search for a reason to not let me in. So yeah, he was trying to obviously provoke me by saying that I was being aggressive, so then I would be aggressive, and then he'd be like, told you so. So he was like, you're being aggressive, and I'm like, I'm just like, at the time I was absolutely fuming, like raging, my blood was boiling, but on the outside I looked calm as fuck. Like each time the reason would change why I couldn't come in. If it wasn't about what I was wearing, it's about my shoes. If it's not about my shoes, it's about my attitude. If it's not about my attitude, it's about aggression. It was this. It was just like, he was just listing things. So then I would react, and then he'd go like, there you are, you being the stereotypical black person that I think you are. At that point, I literally felt like the smallest person in the world. I felt like I had ruined everyone's night because of the colour of my skin, literally. It was like I was being held accountable for being black when I'd done nothing wrong and I just wanted to fucking go in the club. I felt so small, I felt like really upset, I wanted to go home. And my friend was like, no, we'll go next door. Bearing in mind, I'd already paid for a ticket for this club, so I'd already paid £8 for this e-ticket and I wasn't even allowed in anyway. So we went to the club next door, my friend gets the manager from the previous club, and then he's like, he wants to talk to me, and I'm like, what does he want to talk to me for? He comes over to me and I'm like, yeah, what? And he's like, you look smart enough, you don't seem aggressive, you're not being aggressive. The manager and my friends and me, we all go to back to front of the queue, next to the bouncers, and the manager's like, what's the issue? He's smart, he's not aggressive, why aren't you letting him in? Then the bouncer's like, you call me racist. And the manager's like, did you call him racist? And I'm like, hell yeah, I called him racist, because he's being racist. I ain't done nothing wrong. The only reason he stopped me from not coming in is because of the colour of my skin. Let's address the elephant in the room. I'm smartly dressed, I don't have an attitude, I'm not aggressive. Oh yeah, he also said I was drunk, which I wasn't drunk because I was the most sober. I wasn't drunk either. There was no reason for you to not let me in, except based on my race. And then he was like, can't be racist because my neighbour's cat's black and I stroked it once in 2003. Or I can't be racist because my next door neighbour cooked me jollof rice once and I ate it. Like, you can still be racist and eat jollof rice. So yeah, the manager's like, did you call him racist? Did you call him racist? And I'm like, yeah, I did call him racist because he's being racist. And they're like, well, you're not coming in. And I was like, don't care. Then everyone started screaming at each other. The bouncers were screaming at us. Bear in mind, there's like 4 giant bouncers about 6 foot hench, all screaming in our faces. One of them pushed my friend, and she was really taken back by that. They're all screaming. I'll try and find the group inbox where everyone's saying what the bouncers were screaming, because some of it was not the best language you would expect them to be saying to us. But yeah, the bouncers were just out of order. So we went to the next club, left it at that. Then the next day I wrote this Facebook status. I posted that status, I wanted people to just like to know what happened. it got like 15 likes by like my friends and like a few comments, and I thought I'm gonna put it on public, not because I wanted it to like blow up, but if one of my friends liked it and it appeared on their friend's newsfeed who I didn't know, at least people were seeing it, and at least people knew that this was happening in Manchester, and it's not just a thing that happens in like, you know, London or like New York or whatever, like Los Angeles. Like, it happens in Manchester, it happens everywhere in the world. So yeah, I posted it for that reason, because I wanted it to reach as many people, and I wanted as many people just to be able to read it. So I posted it, put my phone down, whatever, leave it for a few hours. It's getting 50 likes, 70, 100, 200, 250, 300, 500, 600, 760 likes and 157 shares. Like, I was shocked. That might not be like a lot of likes, but me, people started inboxing me from this message, like telling me stories about similar things that happened to them at that club. Not just stories like based on race, stories as well with like just the bouncers being like generally shitty. You know, I had girls inboxing me, guys inboxing me, like it was a joke, like the amount of stories I got. And then, you know, it reached 760 people, and I was like, you know what? At least I've put my story out there, people know what goes on there, and thought, you know what, to add insult to injury, I'm gonna put in my comments of that status for everyone to go on their page and give them a 1-star review and write whatever you wanna write. So they did that, because, you know, my friends are stans, P.O.P. Yeah, so everyone did that and dragged them. They went down like a few, like, they went down from like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or whatever to like 3 or 2, like on their reviews. And everyone's giving them 1 stars and writing things like that. They were obviously getting their little promoters to hype it up again when I got it dragged down. But then, you know, a few days passed, I'm minding my own business, and I'd just been at work. I went to Asda after work, and I get a call from my friend, and my friend's like, oh my god. I'm like, what? She's like, we'll call him Peter. Peter is her sister's boyfriend, who works as a bouncer, like in the same set as Deansgate Locks, which is besides this club that I went to. And he apparently said that all the bouncers on Deansgate Locks had seen my status and had my profile on their phones and screenshots and was sending it around Deansgate Locks. And the whole strip of bouncers like knew about me and knew about my status, and I thought, yeah, and so they should, because, you know, they needed to be told. That all kind of died down. Like, I had my say in, you know, what happened. So did my friends. So about a month later or so, I get a message from my friend, and she was browsing like her work's like Facebook page. And when it's like a Facebook page for like a public place, you can, you know, you can write reviews for the place, obviously, as the like, I got my friends to write reviews about the club. But she was just like reading the reviews and saw that there was a review from one person who she didn't know, who wrote like a 1-star review and then followed by her name, saying she was like the worst member of staff, which she thought was like really weird. She clicked on the profile, they had one mutual friend. So she messages the mutual friend, is like, can you ask your friend why he's posted this about me, because I don't even know who he is, I've never met him before in my entire life. So the mutual friend messages him. I've got the screenshot of the mutual friend, which was sent to the guy who wrote the review from my friend. So the mutual friend messages him, the guy, and he's called Rory. So he messages Rory and says, lol, no man, but she was writing up bullshit reviews about Ark, so she got some wrote back. And then he says, really, what she say? And then he says, can't remember, just remember seeing it and gave her a bad review. Some little idiot got refused entry and he was poking a manager in the face. Then he tried write it up because he was black, despite the fact Rez, our head bouncer, who refused him, is Muslim and black himself. He got like 30 odd people to leave a 1-star review. Lol, why are you asking anyway, man? So Rory decided to try and comfort my friend because she wrote a 1-star review of the place that he was promoting, which I think is pretty ridiculous, because First of all, there was like 30 people who wrote 1-star reviews. Why he actually targeted one of my friends, I don't know. I got refused entry because I was poking a manager in the face. If I was poking someone in the face, you know, I think I would have got dragged away by one of the bouncers. No one was being poked in the face. And apparently the head bouncer, Rez, his name is Muslim and black himself, so he can't be racist. Well, he might not be racist if he's Muslim and black, but he can definitely stereotype and can definitely discriminate. So, what's your point? He then went on to having an argument with my friend via Facebook Messenger, which I thought was pretty pathetic that he's arguing with a girl. If he wanted to argue with someone, he should have argued with me, because I was the person who wrote the status and I was the person who got everyone to give it 1-star reviews. So then I inboxed him. I'll post it here somewhere. Yeah, he decided to have an argument with my friend on Facebook. You know, a young woman. But then when push came to shove and I messaged him, he accepted the request on Messenger, but couldn't say anything to me. He was quiet, he was mute. You've got time to message a young woman and have an argument with her about something that I've posted, but you can't message me about it, and you can't say anything to me when I've messaged you. Because if I saw him on road, he probably wouldn't say nothing. I didn't personally come for anyone. I came from the club, but you know, he tried to come for my friends, so, and you know, those are my friends, so you know, don't do that. Don't put your money, don't put your coins into businesses that don't want you to be a part of them, because you know, they'll happily play music by black artists, they'll happily, you know, be in the club appropriating black culture, they'll happily be in the club singing along to the N-word, throwing their hands up like they're a gangster, but then when black people are in the club, they're scared that the black people are gonna cause trouble. But you know, you're happy to, you know, throw your fingers up, pop your collars to some Ja Rule and some 50 Cent and some Drake and some Bodak. You're happy to walk in there with your box braids in, your Kim Kardashian braids, you know, your Yeezy Boost, your everything, but you know, no black people in the club, but you know. I did talk about this in my radio show, which was last year for my university fan project, which is what I kind of based it on. It was called Is Britain Racist? It was really good. I got a first. Yeah, so I'll link that somewhere if you've not heard it, but you know, if you've made it this far, thanks for listening. And this is probably going to be a really long video because I've rambled on a lot, but it was a very big story. So I don't really know what I'm going to put on this channel, but you know, it's out there, it's there now. I've pulled the bandage off, I've done it. There's no going back. So yeah, you better like it, subscribe, share, all that, you know. Until next time. No, that's Jesus. No, we're not about to do that. No, I'm not one of them like fucking, hey guys, what's up? No, that's not me. Yeah, peace.